When you want a budget radio that will work with shortwave, XHDATA D-328 is a great choice. It's a decent radio for shortwave reception and works well with AM and FM as well. The radio can work as an MP3 player as well. Insert a micro SD card and it will play the music on the card. The manual actually calls for a TF card, but for broader use, they're the same as a micro SD card. XHDATA D-328 has a fairly basic appearance. It's a radio design we've all seen, and one that's been around for decades. A speaker covers half the front portion of the radio, while a frequency chart and indicator covers the other side. This block shows the frequencies for FM, AM, and SW bands. There are two dials at the side of the radio. The upper dial is to scan frequencies for tuning and the lower dials for volume. This is all very analogish and very similar to retro radios. Moving the tuning dial also moves the indicator for frequency on the front. This way, users know what band of frequency they're on and can pick the desired frequency. There seems to be a slight mismatch between the dial and the frequency readings, but it's workable. On AM and FM, the frequencies can appear very close to each other. This occasionally creates a problem with overlap or scenarios where users have to be very precise. It makes using the radio somewhat problematic, though it works fairly well. Things are easier on the shortwave front. D-328 breaks shortwave into 9 bands, making it easier to pick the frequency you want. A sliding band switch control on the front of the radio makes it easier to tune into the band and frequency you prefer. In a way, this feature is what makes it a useful shortwave radio. According to the radio's documentation, the accepted frequencies are 64 to 108 MHz for FM, 520 to 1620 kHz for AM, and 4,750 to 22,000 kHz for shortwave. In theory, that is an impressive range. Practically, it bodes well to keep in mind that this is a cheap radio. It works best with strong signals, which is especially relevant for shortwave. The lack of tuning and dedicated noise filters means that some signals won't be intelligible or even end up getting skipped. There is a telescoping antenna on its top, but it doesn't make a huge difference. Adding DSP, digital signal processing, into the radio is an attempt to make the signals better and reduce noise. It works fairly well and adds to the value of the radio. This is a rather interesting use of digital technology on a radio that's largely on the analog side of things. Power comes from a rechargeable lithium-ion BL5C battery, though it can work with direct DC input as well. The radio package includes a USB cable for direct power input. In my opinion, employing a USB is a better choice than working with an adapter. Users who want a more refined experience can work with the slightly more expensive XHDATA D-901 radio. It offers the same features as the D-328, but in a more decent and better built package. Overall, the D-328 is a good pick when you want a cheap radio receiver with shortwave capabilities. It works well while staying within a good price. To sum up what we like is the attractive pricing, easy controls for MP3 players, uses a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, and can work a USB power input even when charging. On the downside, audio quality can be below average, lack of fine-tuning options, and the receiver can feel overly sensitive. Our rating for features is 7 out of 10. Value for money, 9.5 out of 10. Audio clarity, 7.5 out of 10. Ease of use, 9 out of 10, for an overall rating of 8 out of 10. So what do you think? Is this the best shortwave radio for you? Check another video where we reviewed the 5 best shortwave radios and see if any of these is a better option for you. Tell us in the comments what you think, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to support us. Have an awesome day.